Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and today we're going to go over the Team of the Week for March 24th. And looking at these Team of the Weeks, it looks like a lot of the cards are getting in the low to mid 90s, at least some of the better cards in the Team of the Week. We're going to go in depth on a few of the cards. I'm going to highlight the ones that I think are worth picking up, or at least the ones that look very good. And then some that might not be worth picking up even though they have high overalls, maybe because their synergies aren't great, or maybe the card just doesn't play up to its attributes because the skating's poor or the defense is poor, let's say for like a defenseman. Let's get into it. As we always do for this Team of the Weeks, we're going to give an overview of the entire team to let you guys know who's on the Team of the Week. And then we're going to go in depth on a few cards, especially the higher rated cards, to kind of let you know whether they're boom or bust cards, whether they're cards worth picking up because the attributes are very good for what you're getting, or maybe they just aren't that great of a card even though they have a high overall. Just because a card has a high overall does not mean it's a good card in the game, because there's certain things like speed, shooting, hands, and certain attributes within those categories that need to be good to make the card very good. Let's go over the overview now. On the first line, we have 91 overall Jake Guentzel, then Mika Zibanejad's the center. It's the first time, I think, in like 3 or 4 weeks that we've had an actual center playing center on the first line, and this time it's Zibanejad. Then we have Nathan Mackinnon playing right wing, even though he's a centerman for the Colorado Avalanche. On the second line, we have Pavel Bure, Adam Henrique, and Kyle Connor. Third line is going to be Yanni Gourde, Callie Yardcrook, and Trevor Moore. The fourth line is going to be Antti Osanen, Dennis Malgin, and Jonathan Dahlin. The first defensive pair is going to be Victor Hedman, Seth Jones. Second defensive pair is going to be Justin Schultz and Josh Morrissey. Third pair is going to be Cole Clayton and Lucas Cormier. The goaltenders are going to be Thatcher Demko and Alex DeBow. That's the quick overview of the Team of the Week. Let's get in depth on a few of these cards. We're going to start off with Jake Guentzel. The 91 overall Jake Guentzel's 5'11", 180 pounds. He's left-handed shooting. He has Wingman and Gladiator. What Wingman does for you is he gives you acceleration, wrist shot accuracy, and passing. Then the Gladiator gives you slap shot power, body checking, strength, and defensive awareness. Now, I don't think Gladiator is a great player synergy for forwards, but it's pretty good for defensemen. And you could use this Guentzel to activate Gladiator for some defensemen as a player synergy. Wingman on this card is very good, though, as it allows him to get to 91 acceleration, then a 98 wrist shot accuracy with 98 passing. If you have Spark, you can get all the way up to 95 acceleration, so that's very good for a 91 overall, as well as he can get up to 92 speed. I do think the Guentzel will be pretty good priced. Let's look at his attributes real quick. 88 acceleration, 93 agility, 90 balance, 94 endurance, 89 speed. As I mentioned, with the Wingman, his skating is actually very good. I will say for a Team of the Week card, since their prices normally drop quite a bit when they've been out for a little bit, this Guentzel will eventually be a huge value buy, I think, for his attributes. Looking at his shooting, he has 93 for slap shot power, wrist shot power, 95 for wrist shot accuracy, 94 slap shot accuracy. So very good shot, 93 plus. His hands are also 93 plus with 93 deking and hand-eye, 96 offensive awareness, 95 passing, and 94 puck control. Defense is 88 body checking, 89 strength. Checking categories, 93 defensive awareness, 89 shot blocking, 94 stick checking, and 88 discipline. Overall, Jake Guentzel, just like in real life, he has a longer stick in the game, kind of like the Brad Marchand as well. So he actually has a very good poke check. He probably actually has more of a reach to like a 6'2", 6'3" player. Even in the game, if you look at Marchand, as in Brad Marchand from the Boston Bruins, he has the same thing. They both use very long sticks when they play. If you watch them skate down the ice, they play with the puck way outside of their body. It's because their sticks are a little bit longer than a typical player that's 5'11". I think in Marchand's case, he's like 5'9". But either way, they play with sticks that are much longer than what a typical person their height plays with. So I do think that helps Guentzel a lot when it comes to his card with the poke checking. Being that he does have 94 stick checking and 93 defense awareness, I think he'll actually be very good as a bottom 6 forward. Do I think he can play top 6? I definitely do on a lot of teams. However, I would assume that if you're looking at this Jake Guentzel as a person to fill out some synergies, you probably have a very good team already, and he'd probably be in the bottom 6. And I think he can fill out that very well. He has great shooting hands. The only downside is the skating, only being able to get the 92 speed, but I don't really think that's a downside for a 91 overall. I think this Guentzel will be worth picking up depending on what his price is, because I actually do think that the card has very good attributes. Mika Zibanejad is 6'2", 208 pounds, right-handed shooting. He's a centerman for the New York Rangers, and he had a ridiculous week. He's actually the reason I lost in fantasy this week at an 8-6 score, because Mika Zibanejad had like 12 points on the week. I think it was only like 10, but either way, he was just phenomenal. In one game, he had 3 goals and 3 assists. That right there sealed the deal, and I only lost by a couple points and a couple goals, which swayed that 8-6 mark, because otherwise, if he takes Zibanejad out of the mix, I would have beat the guy by probably 6 or 7 points if Zibanejad just had a normal week. So he's very deserving of having a card. Then you're looking at he has 1 point for Thief, 1 point for Wingman. The Thief gives you stick checking and face-offs. And then the Wingman, as we already mentioned, gives you acceleration, wrist shot accuracy, as well as passing. Looking at his attributes, he's 88 acceleration, 93 agility, 90 balance, 93 endurance, and 88 speed. Very, very similar to the Jake Guentzel we just went over. And as I said, his skating wasn't the best. But as mentioned with the Guentzel, you can get up to 95 acceleration if you have 88 acceleration with Wingman and Spark, so that's pretty impressive. And then 92 speed, so I think he'll be fine skating. His shot is 91 across the board except for 92 wrist shot accuracy, so his shot's not as good as I would like to have seen, especially for a guy that had a hat trick on the week. I believe is even a natural hat trick, so those are pretty unique. And I would have liked to see Zibanejad maybe get an NHL Moments card for the week rather than the Team of the Week. That would have been kind of cool with the event that was going on, but it's neither here nor there. I'll take 91s across the board for the Zibanejad. Then you have the hands, 91 deking, 90 hand-eye, 93 offensive awareness, 92 passing, 92 puck control. For defense, he has 88 body checking and 91 strength. The checking category is 90 defensive awareness, 86 shot blocking, 93 stick checking with 91 discipline, 80 faceoffs. The faceoffs at 80, can't really play center with that. He's going to have to play in the wing, which is a little bit unfortunate. I do think being a New York Ranger, his price might be a little bit higher. He does have the Thief and Wingman, but even with Thief, he only gets up to 85 faceoffs. I still don't think that's sufficient enough. But I do really like the way that Mika Zibanejad skates. If you guys watch the channel at all, you know that I do team advice and team reviews quite often, and I always am recommending the Winter National Mika Zibanejad to play left wing on a lot of people's teams. Even though that card has Spark, the biggest reason I recommend Zibanejad is because he has great skating. He skates very well. He seems to be very compact at the 6'2", 208 frame, and just the way his animations are fantastic for me. I know a lot of other people in the game like him. So I do think that the Zibanejad will be a pretty decent card at the 90 overall. Do I think he has the best synergies? I'm up in the air about it. Wingman is very good for a player synergy, but I don't know if I go out of my way. Zibanejad can definitely be a bottom 6'4" on the left wing, though, on a lot of people's teams. I don't know if he makes it into the top 6 on most teams just based on his skating and the fact he doesn't have like an overpowering shot. Even though Victor Hedman is the face of this Team of the Week, as we'll get to at the 95 overall, I think the best card out of the Team of the Week this time around is this Nathan Mackinnon, 94 overall. This card is absolutely nasty. 93 acceleration, 97 agility, 91 balance, 95 endurance, and 93 speed. One of the best skating cards we've had in Team of the Week so far, and I think that he's well-deserving. He had a great week in the league. He's 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, right-handed shooting, as many of you guys know. Looking at his shooting attributes, he has 96 slap shot power, 95 wrist shot power, 96 wrist shot accuracy, 94 slap shot accuracy. One of the better shots in the game, probably the best shot or close to the best shot we've had Team of the Week so far. Really liking that. His hands are 96 plus with 96 hand-eye. Then he has 97 for passing, puck control, and deking, 98 offensive awareness. So his hands are just outright dirty. Then you have defense, 88 body checking, 92 strength. Great attributes there. Checking is 95 defense awareness, 86 shot blocking, 96 stick checking, and 88 discipline. He has 78 faceoffs. He is labeled as a centerman. He's going to have to play in the wing. Personally, I think this Mackinnon's going to be super, super expensive. And because of that, he'll probably be priced out for most people. But I do think he's an absolute filthy card. If you get Distributor and Spark, you get the 97 acceleration, 96 speed on top of the other things that go into his hands and his shooting. Now, he does have Thief. It's not really going to help with the face-offs. And then Shutdown helps with shot blocking, body checking, slap shot accuracy, and puck control. I don't know if he'll need the puck control and passing because if you have Distributor, you can get the speed, passing, and puck control. So Shutdown's really not that important because most teams are going to have Distributor. And then the Thief doesn't really help him in the way that you need it to help him, especially if you have Swarm for whatever reason. You're going to max out at stick checking anyways, but he can't max stick checking if you have Thief. Maybe you're trying to activate that Austin Matthews 94 style icon to play center with the Thief, and Mackinnon could help out with that. However, I think just standalone, he's a phenomenal card. I think his price is probably going to be about $500,000 to start out, and I don't know if he's worth that price, but I actually really do like this card. If you guys pack him, give him a try, and then sell him, or if you get him untradeable, by all means, you won the lottery, and he's a card that should definitely be worked into your lineup somehow. Pavel Bure, 6'1", 192 pounds, left-handed shooting. Obviously, he's part of that ridiculous game when Zibanejad went off, so it makes sense he also has a card. He has 1 point for Magician, 1 point for Gladiator. He has 87 acceleration, 87 speed, 91 agility, 88 balance, and 89 endurance. So pretty good skater. He has Magician, which will give you the agility, deking, and puck control. Gladiator is going to give you slap shot power, body checking strength, and offensive awareness, which you already went over with the Guentzel. The skating isn't amazing, but 87 acceleration and speed can get the job done, especially for the price that he's going to be at the 88 overall. I think he'll be a pretty good price. I think he'll be under 100K, hopefully. Shooting is 90 for his shot accuracy, 91 for the shot powers, so pretty decent shot. Then he has 90 across the board for his hands, with 89 offensive awareness being the low attribute. He has 83 body checking, 88 strength, 87 defense awareness, and 89 stick checking. I honestly think if you can get this Buchnevich at a very good price, I think he'd be worth picking up for your team if he fits into your synergies. I'm not really a huge fan of the Gladiator Magician. I don't think those are great player synergies. So it's just something to think about. You're probably going to have to be like in a niche type of spot to need maybe 1 point for Magician, 1 point for Gladiator to bring him onto your team. But overall, his attributes are pretty good. I do think it'd be a card that me personally, I would avoid. Like, I want to go out of my way to get this card. This card is probably the most compelling card for me for this team of the week, and it's Adam Henrique. 6 foot tall, 188 pounds, left-handed shooting. Now, he has Thief, which can get his faceoffs up to 91, and then his stick checking will go up to 97. With the 91 faceoffs, he can be used at center. And I think he's going to come at a pretty good price because his skating isn't mind-boggling good. It's 88 acceleration, 88 speed, which means he can get up to 91 speed with distributor, but he does have workhorse, so you can get up to 95 acceleration with workhorse activated. And workhorse is one of the better player synergies. It gives you acceleration, balance, endurance, and durability. So I'm actually kind of intrigued by this card, because if you have Thief and Workhorse activated, the Henrique is actually a very good card. 88 acceleration, 92 agility, 89 balance, 90 endurance with 88 speed. The skating is more than fine right there. His shots 91 across the board, except for 90 slap shot accuracy being the low. Hands are 91 across the board as well, with 89 offensive awareness being the low. Then he's 87 body checking, 89 strength, 91 defense awareness, 87 shot blocking, 92 stick checking, 86 faceoffs with 89 discipline. I do think the Henrique is dependent on having Thief in your lineup. If you don't have Thief, I don't think he's really worth the pickup. But if you have Thief and Workhorse in your lineup, or you need to activate those by 1 point each, I think this Henrique could be the perfect card. I think he's going to come in at a great price because he plays on the Anaheim Ducks, so I don't think there's a huge market of players looking for Anaheim Duck players right now because they're not playing too well in the NHL. I'm not saying that their fans are like fair weather fans or anything. I'm just saying when your team's doing bad, you might not want to play the game as much if you don't just like love NHL. So I could see Henrique selling for a very good price for what he can offer to your team. And he's one of those guys, like I said, probably the most intriguing card for me out of this team of the week. Kyle Connor's a player that's just been tearing it up the last 2 years, to be honest. He's 6'1", 182 pounds, left-handed shooting. He has howitzer and light the lamp. The fact that his howitzer is very big, but even then he can only get up to 92 speed, and with sparking up to 90 acceleration, I think that really hurts this card. But let's look at the rest of his attributes to kind of see where he's sitting at, because I do think the rest of the card is actually very good. He has 86 acceleration, 91 agility, 88 balance, 91 endurance with 86 speed. As we've kind of already went over, he can max out at that 92 speed with howitzer activated and then 90 acceleration. The howitzer actually bumps his agility up to 94 as well. His shooting is going to be 92 slap shot accuracy, 90 slap shot power, 94 wrist shot accuracy with 91 wrist shot power. His hands are 91 across the board, except on this card, compared to the last two, the offensive awareness gets bumped up to 93. He has 85 body checking, 88 strength. Then for his checking category, he has 91 defense awareness, 84 shot blocking, 92 stick checking, 73 faceoffs with 88 discipline. The Kyle Connor is 100% dependent on howitzer, but if you do have light the lamp and howitzer activated, his shot becomes actually very good at 92 slap shot accuracy, 93 slap shot power, 97 wrist shot accuracy, 94 wrist shot power, and his skating becomes a lot better. My concern is still the acceleration being a little bit low at 86, where almost you need to have Spark on the team to help him out to get up to that 90. But with Distributor and Spark, as well as his two player synergies, I'm sure he plays somewhere in like the low 90s at like 91 or 92 overall. So that's pretty impressive for this Kyle Connor. He's another card dependent on his player synergies, just kind of like that Adam Henrique. But I wanted to mention him because it's another card that does intrigue me. Not as much as that Henrique we just went over, but I do think Connor could be very good at a very good price because his skating isn't super flashy just like the Henriques, but they'll both get the job done at this point in the game. Moving on to defense, we'll probably go over the top 4 defensemen here, give them a little bit of a look. Let's see what they have to offer. Victor Hedman is the face of this team of the week. Unfortunately, they gave him a 95 overall, which means you start to get your team synergies added, I believe at 95 overall, and they gave him Heart and Soul, which is cool, except for the fact that his price is going to be outrageous at 95 overall for a Heart and Soul card and Magician. Not liking the way this card looks. He has 87 acceleration, 93 agility, 99 balance, 98 endurance, 88 speed. He has 91 slap shot accuracy, 98 slap shot power, 87 wrist shot accuracy, 97 wrist shot power. His hands are 87 for deking and hand-eye. His offensive awareness is 97, passing and puck control is 98. 97 body checking, 99 strength, 99 defense awareness and stick checking, 82 discipline, 96 shot block. The attributes outside of the fact that he has Heart and Soul are pretty good. Pretty inaccurate shot for how hard it is. His hands are kind of hit or miss. He either has attributes in the high 80s or in the very high 90s. The skating 88 speed, you can get up to 91 speed and 91 acceleration with Distributor and Spark. So he's going to be a very good defenseman. I just don't think he offers you anything synergy-wise. And if you can afford to just have a defenseman in your lineup that doesn't offer you any synergies, then by all means, this Hedman could be the guy. I would avoid him because his price is going to be outrageous. If you pack him, figure out how to put him in there, especially if he's untradeable, obviously. But other than that, I don't really see the point on going after this Hedman on the auction house. He is 6'6", 223 pounds, and left-handed shooting for anybody that's curious that doesn't know who Victor Hedman is. Hedman's D partner this time around is Seth Jones, another big body defenseman, a 6'4", 213 pounds, right-handed shooting. He has light the lamp and passing playmaker. Passing playmaker gives you slap shot accuracy, passing, and stick checking. So you will be able to max out his passing. His stick checking gets to 98. Light the lamp gives you balanced wrist shot accuracy, offensive awareness, and hand-eye. So with those things activated, he becomes pretty decent in the shooting hands, and it does help his stick checking out. Looking at the card with no player synergies, he's 80 acceleration, 94 agility, 93 balance, 99 endurance with 88 speed. So another guy that can get up to 91 speed and then 92 acceleration, which should be more than fast enough for the Seth Jones at 6'4", 213 pounds. But it's still not a card that I'm like overly excited about because his skating's not that great. He's a 92 overall. He's going to be expensive, I'm pretty sure. Then his shooting is 88 for slap shot accuracy. Wrist shot accuracy is slap shot power is 94. Wrist shot power is 93. His hands are 88 deking, 95 offensive awareness, 89 hand-eye, 95 passing with 96 puck control. The defense is 92 body checking, 93 strength. His checking category is 95 defense awareness, 92 shot blocking, 94 stick checking with 90 discipline. So overall, I think he's a very good card. I just think he'll probably be priced out of what you should be paying for a guy that has light the lamp and passing playmaker on defense. I always do like playing with Seth Jones cards in general. If I make a franchise and he's ever available, I normally try to pick him up, or used to whenever he's a little bit younger, because I actually really do like the way he plays, the way he skates, and he has great size. But once again, I don't think this card's worth going after necessarily. Just like the Hedman, I don't think he has great synergies for like what you're looking for in a high-end defenseman. Justin Schultz had a great week with the Washington Capitals. He's 6'2", 186 pounds, right-handed shooting. I would look more towards the primetime Justin Schultz, I believe, that has Howitzer. I think it's his primetime card, or his team of the week that had Howitzer. One of the two. That card is better than this card is, just based off of synergies, and it'll give you that extra speed that you need. It's actually faster skating than this card is if you have the Howitzer activated. But he has passing playmaker, then he has shutdown, which gives you the shot blocking, body checking, puck control, and slap shot accuracy. Overall, I don't think this Schultz is worth picking up, just like the Jones and the Hedman. The synergies just don't work out for me. I'm not going to go too much in depth about this Schultz. I think he's an avoidable card for me. Josh Morrissey, it's his first higher-end card this year, 89 overall. He's 6 foot tall, 195 pounds, left-handed shooting. He has passing, playmaker, and wingman. Now, the wingman is a little bit intriguing for a defenseman because he can get up to 90 acceleration, which means he can get up to 94 acceleration with spark. So I do like that. I don't understand why they force passing playmaker onto these defensemen, because a lot of defensemen that have been master set players or that are the icons don't have passing playmaker, so it's not an easy synergy to build for team synergies. I'm glad they're pushing it back out, but I'm going to need to see some guys with 2 passing playmaker to make this a little bit more viable. But it is a pretty good defenseman synergy. It's just it seems like they pushed them all out with the passing, stick checking, and slap shot accuracy. So it's great for defensemen. However, it's just a synergy that's not super abundant. So picking up these cards for it right now might not be worth it. In a few weeks, maybe it will be. I just noticed that there's passing playmaker on the top 4 here. So it is kind of interesting that they kind of force passing playmaker onto the cards. However, I don't know if it's super helpful at this point in time because of the scarcity of it. Looking at the skating, is 87 acceleration, 91 agility, 88 balance, 95 endurance, 87 speed. The shooting is 85 slap shot accuracy, 87 wrist shot accuracy, 92 wrist shot power, 93 slap shot power. His hands are 88 deking, 90 offensive awareness, 85 hand-eye, 91 passing, and 91 puck control. So he has pretty good hands. His shot's a little bit inaccurate for how hard it is. The defense is 90 body checking, 88 strength. Then he has 91 defense awareness, 91 shot blocking, 92 stick checking with 83 discipline. I don't think he's that bad of a defenseman. He's the shortest out of the top 4 in this team of the week at 6 foot tall. I think he'll skate very well, though, with that wingman. He can get up to 90 speed, and he obviously, as mentioned already, he can get up to 94 acceleration. So those are all good things. He has pretty good agility already at the 91. He's a card that interests me depending on what his price is. If he's a good price and maybe passing playmaker becomes a little bit more common, especially for defensemen, you'd be able to use him to activate wingman and passing playmaker. And at that point in time, I think he plays as a very good defenseman. He'll probably play up to like a 91.5 to 92 overall, which is really what you're looking for when you're buying these cards, is to get guys that play up and play well above their attributes. And I think this Morrissey could be that guy. I think out of all 4 of the defensemen, the most intriguing out of them is this Morrissey compared to the other 3 guys in this Schultz, the Hedman, and the Jones. I do think that Jones and Hedman are a little bit too pricey for what you're getting out of them. That's going to wrap up this overview of the team of the week for March 24th. I honestly think this is one of the better team of the weeks. The Mackinnon is going to be absolutely filthy. I do think Zibanejad and Guentzel will be more than sufficient cards. Look out for that Henrique and Connor as we went over them. As for defensemen, I do think the Hedman and the Jones are going to be a little bit overpriced. And then the Schultz and the Morrissey are a little bit more interesting. I think the Morrissey is the most intriguing card out of the defensemen. But really be on the lookout for that Adam Henrique. I think he'll be the steal of all the cards in this entire team of the week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys think Henrique is a surprisingly good card? Or maybe you guys are like, I don't know what this guy's talking about. Next, let me know. I'd like to hear from you guys, especially with these Team of the Week videos. I produce them every week. We don't get too much conversation about the Team of the Week, but let's have a good conversation about these cards because they're just getting better and better every week. They're starting to become usable cards. As always, I appreciate all the support that you guys give me. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with any of your friends that play NHL 21. You guys have a great day and be safe.